Hello, YouTube, and welcome to 5 Don'ts. This time it's the 5 Don'ts of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, I've never actually played Final Fantasy VII, so this is an opportunity to really show this game, that's for Square Enix, to really show this game off in, not only in stunning HD and remastered and remaked visuals, but to really show here's why this game really is considered one of the greatest of all time. But we have to take some precautions. So with any ado, the 5 don'ts. Don't number 1. Don't change up the story too much. Now, there was a recent interview with, I think it's the director, maybe? Some Japanese name I can't pronounce. He said that they're going to change things up a bit. Now, how much are they going to change things up a bit? We don't know. But I'm fine with changes. It's just if it's going to be something like one of the more, I guess, iconic moments, like the things that I don't want changed. I want Cloud to sort of have that, like, he has Zack's memories in his head. I want that still in there. I also want Aerith to die. Sorry, spoilers. I want the missile or the rocket ship when Cloud was in it to launch. Basically, I don't want all the really, like, moments that everyone remembers to be changed or to be different. Sort of change things that maybe didn't quite work so well. But anyways, but if you're going to change things, don't do it simply for the sake just to up the stakes, which is don't number 2. Don't try to outdo yourself, Square Enix. You don't really see this too much with remakes, but you see the occasional one here that, they got to kind of outdo themselves in a way. They kind of got to make it better than before. Now, look, Final Fantasy VII isn't perfect. We all know that. But it did some great things, and there's some bits that are really just perfect in that game. But I think they shouldn't try to... This kind of goes into the don't change things too... Don't change things too much, in that just keep it the way it was for the most part, and just make changes that only really are needed. But here's another change they simply cannot do. Don't number 3. Don't change the voice actors. This is crucial. Now, what I mean is don't change the voice actors. Now, you look at the history of the Final Fantasy VII characters that appeared in Final Fantasy VII related stuff and, say, Kingdom Hearts. The actors got changed up quite a bit. Aerith has had something like 3 voice actors, while Tifa's had 1. Sephiroth has had 2, while Cloud has only had 1, Steve Burton. I'm pretty sure Steve Burton's talked a lot about Cloud. He says he loves voicing him. I'm pretty sure he'd be open to come back, but, do whatever you can. Make sure you don't change the voice actors. Everyone knows, like, Steve Burton's been voicing Cloud, in quite a bit of stuff now, so why change him? But yeah. Don't number 4, this might be a little confusing, but don't rely on nostalgia to simply get people to play the game. Like, I want this game to be accessible. Accessible in the sense that, look, I'm coming with this with a fresh pair of eyes. Yeah, I know the story. Well, I know the story and some of the major events, but make it so that it's like someone who's going to experience this game for the first time will have that experience. Don't just simply rely on the fact that, hey, it's that one bit that, if you know it from Crisis Core, Advent Children, Before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus. If you know all that, then you'll know that one reference that's right there. Stuff like that. Don't rely on nostalgia. Just make the game accessible and open for a new generation to enjoy it for the first time. And this kind of goes into don't number 5. Don't number 5. Don't assume everyone's played all the other Final Fantasy VII related stuff. You know what I mean. Crisis Core, Before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus, Advent Children, Dissidia, I don't know. The point being in that, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff related to Final Fantasy VII. I myself have played Crisis Core, and that's it. And I've seen Advent Children. What I mean is, don't just make it so you're trying to make this game solely so it could fit within between Crisis Core and Advent Children, like little references that lead into those films. Crisis Core. I think, what I say, make the game accessible. You can have them in there. It's just like, hey, this little point will lead into Advent Children, but don't assume that everyone has seen that film or has played the other games. This kind of goes into the whole make it accessible thing. So, yeah, those are the 5 don'ts. This is a bit harder to write, actually. I will do a 5 do's. So, until then, see you later. Oh yeah. What's something you hope they don't do with the Final Fantasy VII remake? And don't just be a dick and be like, I hope they don't make it. That's dumb. But yeah, I'll see you in the 5 do's.